Hello! The release of version 0.3 of Yohk is drawing closer. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview in this video about the features of this game. It's being made by Kiva-Entertainment. My name is Kiva-Entertainment. I'm the programmer at this point, the only programmer. There's a little bit of text that describes how to play. In the README, you'll find a much more robust explanation. So I can use the directional keys to move, G or F key to move to the next valid thing. In this case, I can use either of these bases. I'm going to deploy something. By pressing left and right, I can choose what I deploy. Let's say I want to deploy this bog mage. Well, my base is blocked, so I can't. But if I go to this one, I can deploy that bog mage. Pressing Q and E keys to zoom in and out, A and D keys to rotate. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the turn order. Bases act much less frequently than these humanoids. In the bottom right-hand corner, you see that next time this guy acts, he will have 5 movement. He can move 5 spaces and do one thing, perform one skill. By pressing X key, I change turn. Now this is the other team's turn. Notice this is yellow, and it's the Solar Servants. This is blue, the Martial Legion team. Once again, can't deploy units from this base because it's covered, but I can from this base. I'm going to deploy an Obstruction Soldier. Ending turn, pressing G. I'm going to move here and use Stone Garden. Now, there's only one space that I can do it at. It's right here. It places rocks on each of my sides. It forms a blockade, defensive, slows down the game, etc. Now here's the difference between G and F key. F key goes to a unit that moves. G key will only go to a unit that has actions left. So here I'm pressing G key, and it's not moving to here. Because in the bottom right-hand corner, you see this unit has no more actions left this turn. However, they regenerate, reset, at the start of the next turn. Now this unit moves. I'm going to use dash to give me 2 more movements this turn. Ending my turn. I am trapped. I can't move through these blocks. You cannot move through anything, not even units on your own team. Before I do anything else, I'm going to press M key to mute, because the sounds are annoying for this video. I'm going to study to raise my SP. SP lets you use more advanced skills. It regenerates each turn, and you can also use skills to boost it, some skills at least. Now end my turn. In order to be able to deploy out of this next time the base acts, I want to move these blocks or destroy them. So I can attack anything 2 spaces from me with this skill. If I press G key, I move to the next thing that's a valid target. So hit that rock. Good. End turn. G. I want to summon an ice crystal. Now, if I don't raise the extent, it summons in each of the spaces next to me. 1 space from me. So that's here, 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 here. But they're all covered. So I have to raise extent, which means that the skill becomes more significant. In this case, it has greater range. By pressing the D key, or I could press the G key to raise it as high as I can afford. So here I can afford 130, can't afford extent 3 160. So summon that ice crystal right here. Pressing I can view its info. It's an ice crystal. It does stuff. Next turn it will be able to act. Now my soldier is acting. I can raise extent for this also. But in this case it won't help because rocks don't move to begin with. This skill in particular lowers the amount of movement whatever it hits can do on their turn. So I defeated that rock. Now switching turn. Ice uses Ice Shard, can't hit anything, nothing next to it. So going to move over to my Bog Mage. I'm going to use Study. Obstruction Soldier and Bog Mage are the most defensive of all of the units. They slow down the game, they're good if you want time to raise your stats for the other units or whatever. So you're not going to see much fighting here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit until Holy Ground gets to act again. And I'm going to deploy a Flame Mage. Now Base Camp gets to deploy. I can deploy from both of the bases. And you'll notice that my SP is raised a bunch because many turns have gone by. I'm going to summon a little guy. He's a mason. He creates rocks, so he can also block the way. He can also shatter rocks, which is very convenient. Now let's see what else I have. I have this Flame Mage, devoted to dealing lots of damage, can raise the stats, offensive stats, can summon a flame. If I have enough SP, I can create a huge meteor and damage many enemies. That skill lowers movement and also deals damage. So to win, you want to defeat all of the opponent's units. Or if you want to play a shorter game, you could, I don't know, stop playing once you defeated 3 units, or stop playing once a base is defeated. You can defeat a base same way as defeating any other unit, just by dealing enough damage to it. You can also surround a base. You'll notice here it's surrounded by rocks, but it could also be surrounded by birds, for instance, or ice, or whatever. This bird doesn't act. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, it has no actions, it just moves. There are many summons. So there's bird, you can summon rocks, you can summon these guys, you can summon... well, you can summon masons. There are lots of different spawns that you can create. So that's about it. You'll notice the graphics are pretty non-existent. Graphics, storyline, sound, these things don't really exist at the moment. We've just been working on gameplay, making sure it has a very fun and interesting system. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to comment on this YouTube video. On the Kiva-Entertainment channel, you will find more videos about gameplay, probably some tutorials for Blender game engine in general. There will also be links in the description to download this game and to... what else would I have? I guess I'd put a link to the forum, Blender Artists. So yeah, feel free to enjoy this demo. The next version we expect will have AI. You'll be able to play it across 2 computers or over the internet possibly. That's a little bit lower priority, I think. Storyline, character creation won't appear until probably version 0.5 or 6. So for version 0.4, it's just going to be making sure that this experience, everything that happens on this field, feels natural and is fun and interesting. There will probably be different skills that get added. Not exactly sure what those will be. Feel free to play this game, record gameplay if you want. That would be awesome. Tell us what you think feels too powerful or what feels too weak. I'll say in general, obstruction soldiers are good, and units that move really quickly, that can jump over to the enemy's base, get involved in the fray, leave the fray easily. They're all good. There are aggressive units, there are balanced units. You'll just have to figure out which work best against each other. We believe that at the moment, the units are all pretty balanced. There's nothing blatantly better than anything else. Against an offensive unit, something defensive is good. Against a defensive unit, something that can move really quickly is good. And against something that can move really quickly, an offensive unit is good. Flame Mage feels a little bit more powerful than everything else, but Torrent Mage is a really good counter to it. I think Bog Mage is also a really good counter to it. Yep, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for watching.